I thought it was well written. I like the fact that it was written as almost like written as Chip was saying it. So when I was reading it, I could almost hear him speaking. It was that kind of style which was good. And I liked that he was very honest in the book about what happened. So he wasn't just oh yeah, some of these things happened, but it was also here are some things I did, here are some kind of mistakes I made and what I learned from them, which I thought was very good and very instructive. Well, there's a couple of main ways. I think the first one is about when he's talking about mistakes. Is I can look at my own life, I can look at my own mistakes, and I'm thinking, well, if he did things like that and God has used him in the way he's used him and he's doing the kinds of things he's doing now, then it's almost like there's sort of like a bit of strong language, but there's hope for me as well in that sense, in that God will use you in spite of your screw-ups, if that makes sense. Like it's not like God will use your mistakes to teach you, and even when you do things wrong, all of that still factors into God's plan. Well, the one that jumped out at me on that point was this thing about stealing his teacher's car, actually, and like, well, I was thinking like, well, who does that? But the fact that it's a thing that he still remembered it because he's still talking about it however many years later. But the fact that he put that in as an illustration of this is the kind of thing I was back then, and this is how I am now. It showed that contrast, I thought, very well, and that then related to me because I can remember what I was like back then. Now I didn't do those kinds of things, but there is an analogy between the two, so I can look at the kinds of things he did and then relate those with things I did compared to what I'm like now.